Hey buddy, so today I'm diving into Microsoft Sentinel and how you can really work with data using Kusto Query Language, or KQL for short. Microsoft Sentinel is this amazing SIEM that Microsoft came up with, right? It's super important for keeping the cyber threats at bay. So, how about we go through everything from basics to nitty-gritty of KQL in Sentinel and all the goodies Microsoft has given us to make our lives easier. Cool. Alright, picture this. Microsoft designed Sentinel as a central hub for security log management, and that's where KQL shines the most. This language is essentially a query tool, but for security data. Imagine a detective with every tool in the bag to crack down on intrusions and anomalies. That's KQL for you. It supports the usual suspects like where, select, and join clauses, but it's got this unique flair for cyber forensics. Now, the thing about KQL, and I want you to really pay attention, is its ability to tap into millions of events. The beauty lies in its speed and precision. Say you are looking for signs of phishing attempts, KQL lets you write concise queries to find common attributes and patterns specific to fishy activities, like email senders with specific keywords in them or patterns in the timestamps of the emails. I'm going to walk you through the nitty-gritty of setting everything up. First of all, you need to ensure Sentinel's configured on any VM where you want to work with data. After that, head over to the Sentinel dashboard and then click on Queries. You'll find an option there to create a new query. Here's where your journey starts. You have to set the context, right? If we consider our cybersecurity world, we know it's always about setting the right context, otherwise, data is just noise. So, before crafting a KQL query, ensure you understand the environment, the assets at risk, and the data you are dealing with. You might even want to start with a test data copy to play around with, to not get too excited or overwhelmed. Alright, moving forward, let's focus a bit on the query syntax. The where clause in KQL is your friend because, well, it filters the data you receive. You've likely heard of SQL where clauses, right? It filters similarly, and that's what KQL borrows from it. You write down the specifics you are after in where. Imagine you are looking for login attempts that failed because they didn't match the user profiles. You can set that up. Now, it's select into the picture, where you specify what you are capturing. In essence, it's the paintbrush that lets you see what got picked. You can select almost everything: user identifiers, timestamps, the actions attempted, and the outcomes. When you are painting the portrait of cyber threats, these details are golden jewels. Now, select your way to a specific user's login activity over the past month or something along those lines. Bring in the fun stuff with join expressions. They're like a social butterfly that mingles data from multiple sources to draw connections. Sentinel integrates with Azure Active Directory, where user principal names and security identifiers can get you started. By joining Azure's and on-premises data, you see the full picture. Let's dive into aggregating and summarizing the data with group by. Say you want to get a count of login failures by IP address. Group by helps round off the details into neat bundles. With KQL, it's just a matter of saying, give me a summary of grouped login failures per IP. Alright, now for the advanced part, dealing with time series data. Sentinel's got an awesome way to correlate events with precise timestamps. When you are trying to find patterns in time, such as repetitive failed logins from the same source within a short window of time, time series analysis is key. You write a query something like this: find sessions with more than 5 failed attempts that happened within 5 minutes of each other. Let's chat about error handling for a sec, and you'll see how understanding mistakes in a query is as important as writing it right. Sometimes the system might not return results, or you could get an error, and without proper troubleshooting guidelines, you are just spinning your wheels. This is where the command line interface comes in handy. It's a trusty assistant right at your fingertips when the queries aren't behaving as expected. I wouldn't end my tutorial here without touching on best practices for enterprise settings. When dealing with sensitive data, always anonymize personally identifiable information if you are sharing datasets for broader analysis or audits. Also, it's good to audit query performance regularly because, hey, no one likes a slow query. Efficiency is key, and using KQL effectively is an art and a practice that gets better with time. Lastly, remember that Sentinel is a continually evolving platform. Subscribe to Microsoft blogs, follow their security posture, and always stay updated with the latest Sentinel features. Keeping learning is key, for our IT world doesn't stand still, much less does a Sentinel architect like you. There you have it, buddy. Whether we're just getting started or we're on our third cup of coffee, you've got a handle on how Sentinel and KQL are a dynamic duo for cybersecurity health. I encourage you not to stop here. Hit up some tutorials, practice with Microsoft's Playground, and share your insights. In closing, and because we are chatting about something so cool, why don't you visit neeraj.qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab? There's a lot more to discover and discuss on topics like this, and I'm sure it's filled with brilliant minds sharing knowledge and experiences, just like us. Enjoy the journey in cybersecurity exploration, and until next time, friend.